Hello, welcome in. Hi, Marta. Hello. All right. 3, 2. All right, guys, we're going to get started with the workshop. How's everyone doing today? So we're doing good? Good? Yeah? Okay, nice. So how many of you have edited a video before? Okay, a couple of you. Okay. Was it with DaVinci? No, okay. None of you with DaVinci. What's up? Okay. All right, so let's get started. This is the check-in QR code. So to get your event points so that you guys can qualify for banquet at the end of the year, I recommend scanning the check-in QR code to get those points. I'll just leave it up there for a couple seconds. All right, everyone's good? Okay, next, Rowdy Hacks. Guys, register for Rowdy Hacks. Who here has not registered for Rowdy Hacks? Okay, everyone has. Okay, nice. Did you guys RSVP? Did everyone RSVP for Rowdy Hacks? Okay, good, solid. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Well, if you scan this, you can get directed to it, but yeah. Okay, we'll get started. So why DaVinci Resolve, right? There's so many different editing programs out there, such as CapCut, Premiere Pro, After Effects, right? And After Effects and Premiere Pro are considered the industry standard. DaVinci Resolve is catching up. So the reason why I personally went with DaVinci Resolve from the beginning is because it's free. It's completely free. There's a studio version that you can pay for, but it's not needed at all. Everything that I have edited in the past did not require a studio version. It did not require any payment. But here I listed some of the pros and cons of each software, and DaVinci Resolve has the capability to rival against After Effects. It is up there in terms of just unlimited creativity, being able to get to those high professional quality edits. It's just the only thing with DaVinci is that it doesn't have a lot of pre-made effect templates. It doesn't have crazy amount of libraries such as After Effects. That is the really main thing. But yeah. So why am I teaching you? So I had been editing for around 4 years now, on and off, inconsistent, maybe taking 2-month breaks. Video editing is not really that consistent of a hobby. You kind of just do it for maybe a week, and then you get really happy with your final result, and then you just kind of stop for a bit. But recently I've been getting more consistent with it, and I've edited a ton of videos for ACM. Some of those being, I have some of them pulled up. For this was my most recent upload. I was pretty happy with this one. How many of you have seen this one? A couple of you? Okay, nice. Yeah, this one is probably one of my top edits for motion graphic. But yeah, we can continue. Let me just present. Okay, so what are we doing today? So in this hour or so, we're gonna try to recreate my first video ever that I've uploaded to ACM. And if there's time, we'll do the fun stuff as well. But I'll be trying to show you guys the basics of video editing through DaVinci Resolve, just trying to get you guys more comfortable with the software. And if you haven't seen that video, I can just find it really quick. It's this one.
We're waiting for that football to hit me. Well, I'm waiting for you to pull up to our rec social on Wednesday at 6 p.m. at South 5. Wait, wasn't that football gonna?
So we'll be trying to recreate this video. Okay, so does everyone have DaVinci Resolve pulled up? DaVinci Resolve 20. And does everyone have the project files installed from Dropbox? Yes, we're good? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just start a new project. So we're going to go down here, press new project. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it video editing workshop demo. And you can choose where the media location is. It doesn't really matter too much. And you create. Okay, so now we're greeted through this window. Is everyone at this point so far? Yes, thumbs up, yes, okay. What's up? Oh, NVIDIA driver error? Okay. Okay, yeah. Just let me know if you can figure that out. I've not heard of that issue before. Okay, Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna import our media into our software. So, or in our project. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Command I, or Control I for Windows. And then you're simply just gonna import all those files that you downloaded from the Dropbox, wherever you downloaded them in. Okay, don't change. And then you're gonna press do not change you're gonna press change project frame rate. Actually, wait, I skipped the step. I skipped like a couple steps. Okay, just press change, it's okay. Press change. Okay, is everyone at this point? No errors, okay, nice. So what we're gonna do now is we'll go through these tabs just to explain them. This is just like kind of like just seeing like all your files. For example, we have our music, our video scenes, our sound effects. But you're not gonna spend too much time in here. Instead, you'll spend like a lot of time in this page. This is where you can like make those cuts and those edits and adding effects and etc. This is our Fusion page. This will be like where the fun stuff happens. This is where you can really unlock DaVinci's like power, I guess you can say. And then we have Fairlight, we have the color grading tab. So this tab is just mainly for color grading. DaVinci is known for having powerful color grading tools. It's known to be the best color grading editing software. Next, we have Fairlight. So Fairlight helps you edit audio. Maybe you want to make audio 8 or you want to make audio 4D, so you can have it like coming from the right side or the left side. It helps with this and more too. And it has more tools, obviously, but I don't really dive too much into the Fairlight tab. And then this is your export page, the rocket ship. And this tab I skipped over. This tab is like your cutting tab as well, but you're not going to spend a lot of time in here. The most amount of time you're going to spend, this page is the only page you really have to worry about. And then, of course, the exporting phase. But yeah, any questions so far about the tabs? It's pretty straightforward so far. I know there's like a lot going on the screen right now, but I'll cover everything that I can. Okay? All right. So first up, we're going to create a new timeline. So I want you guys to right-click on the master page, and you'll see here you'll be able to create a new timeline. We're going to press create new timeline right here. Everyone's able to see that? And then we're just going to create. So we can call this timeline main. And we're going to uncheck the project settings box. All right. I'm not going too fast, right? Okay, everyone's good. So we're going to go to formats and we're going to change the resolution because this video is in a vertical format. It's not your typical 1920 by 1080. So we're going to just flip it. So I'm changing this right here to 1080. I'm changing this to 1920. Okay. And then our video is in 60 FPS. It looks like it already changed it to 60, but you might have a different frames per second. Just make sure it's at 60. Okay. After that's done, feel free to hit create. So now we have our main timeline here. Is everyone good so far? Feel free to interrupt me if I'm going too fast. Okay, I might be missing one of the sound effects. Huh, that's weird. The pop is not in here. Okay. This is right. I am missing the pop sound effect. Give me 1 second. Did you? Okay, I see it. Okay. Okay, anyways, so make sure you're in the main timeline. If you see this check mark, you are good. And now we're gonna sort of like organize our files so that we have like a clean, organized project master. So I'm gonna right click here, I'm gonna press new bin. And we're gonna label this audio. Now, if you really want, when you enter the audio bin, you can add like more folders such as maybe like sound or sound effects or songs or dialogue. I'm just simply gonna just call it audio, and I'm gonna import, or I'm gonna move all my audio files into this folder. Okay, and everyone should be good, right? We're just simply organizing our folder. Next, I'm gonna do the same thing again, new bin, and I'm just gonna call it videos. And then I'm gonna drag all of our video files into the videos page. So right now, this is what your master should look like. And when you open up these bins, you'll be able to see videos and audios. Everyone good? I'm gonna give you guys a second to do it. But just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, Jonathan's ready. Okay, right? Okay, I'm gonna start. So we are in this tab right now, the editing tab, this edit tab. And we're gonna go into videos, and we're gonna drag the first scene. We have this first scene right here. And we're just gonna drag it in just like that. We can play it, and it should be able to play the video. And you should see it right here. Is everyone good so far? No errors. Okay, nice. Okay, so one of the many things that you're going to be doing when editing a video is cutting and is going to be cutting it. So the easiest way to cut is you can press these tools up here. These tools up here are meant to help you. This, I believe, is going to cut. Yeah, so you can select where you want to cut, and then you simply cut, and you're able to move it around. Now it's its like own thing, right? So if I play it, now it's going to go into a black screen until we reach the video files. Okay, I'm going to do Command Z because we don't need that cut. So, but the way that I like to cut, the faster way, is to just do Command B, or on Windows it's going to be Control B. Very straightforward. And it's just going to cut where my marker is. Another useful tip is going to be being able to put markers on your timeline. For example, if you press M, then you're able to add these markers so that you can easily snap to them. For example, you would use this mostly for like when you're trying to match like a song, like the song's beat, and then switch the scene. You can add these markers on the audio file itself so that you can easily snap to them. That's the main use of that. I'm just gonna go ahead, hit Control Z or Command Z to undo those. Okay, so now we have our first scene. In the original video, it cuts right when the football hits me. So we're gonna play it. And then you can use the arrow keys to go frame by frame. And I'm gonna stop it like around here. Okay, so we're gonna just simply do Command B. And then we're gonna hit delete. Now we just have this. Is everyone good so far? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, nice. Now we're gonna pull up the second scene. So this is our second scene. And basically, we're gonna make the video continue from the second scene. So we are just gonna drag this right next to the first scene. And then when we play it, it's gonna cut straight to it. Is everyone good so far? Okay. Yeah, so pretty basic stuff. If you video edited before, this is pretty basic. I'm just trying to teach you guys I guess the commands for this software and how it works. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna go over is adding subtitles or text. So in DaVinci, it's pretty easy. There's many ways to do it, but we'll do it the most like simple way possible. We're gonna press the effects tab up here next to the media pool. And then you can see all these effects, right? There's like a lot of effects going on. But we're gonna go into, where are we going into? We're gonna go into effects. And there should be, there's gonna be, okay. So we're gonna drag in text plus, okay? Is everyone able to navigate to the effects library and see text plus? And then we're gonna drag it down. So right now, we have this text plus effect, but it's not doing anything. Well, it says custom title. And basically how the timeline works is that it's kind of like layers. So if I drag this on top of this, then it's not going to show because the video is kind of overlaying the other video in the back, right? It's working like layers. If you have worked with layers before, then this is a pretty simple concept. But anyways, so our custom title, we will change this to whatever the video is saying. If my audio would work. Audio is not working. Okay, I'm just gonna assume what it's saying. We'll go from the beginning and we'll just say hello. Obviously, you cannot see it that very well, so we're gonna expand. We're gonna enlarge it through this scale. Does everyone see this? And I'm gonna go ahead and change the color to, we can make it black. Okay, is everyone good so far? Okay, nice. So we have this hello effect, and as you'll see, if this block is not like expanded throughout the entire timeline, if our marker is off the block, then it's not going to show hello, right? It's going to only show when we're over this text block. So now I'm going to go over like sort of like keyframing. So keyframing is very common in video editing. It's used to make those animations, right? So for example, you see this diamond? These diamonds represent a keyframe. Right now it's gray because there's no keyframes. But if we click this, it's gonna turn red. It signifies that we are trying to make a keyframe. But if I play the video right now, nothing is gonna change. No change happens until I go into another frame that is separate from our previous keyframe. And if I make this smaller and then we replay the video, you're gonna see that it's gonna translate the size as the video plays. You see it's getting smaller. This is an example of how keyframes work. And like a really simple way to like make animations is, so I'm gonna go ahead and undo this keyframe by unchecking it. It automatically cancels the keyframe. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna set this keyframe and then I'm gonna go maybe like 5 frames forward. Set it again and then we'll go back here and I'm going to set it to 0. And now it's going to do like a pop-up effect, right? It's going to say hello really fast, right? Pretty simple. Some ways I would change this animation is I would actually go maybe like 10 frames. And then I would go 5 more frames. And then I would expand this. So then now when it plays, it has like this bouncy effect. You see like how it like enlarges for a second and then it goes back to its normal size. That's sort of how I would like do it, but I would also add some other things. But yeah, so to add the text to the timeline, you're gonna go to the effects library and then you're gonna go to text plus. It's gonna be under titles and you can just drag it down and then you'll be able to edit the text. But yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. Okay. Okay, so now for the styling of the text, right? Because we don't want it to just be like this normal open sans font. We want it to be the Minecraft font. And I think I forgot to mention this, but in your files, you should install the Minecraft font. If you didn't install it, I would install it right now, and then you have to reopen your project. Make sure you save the project. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds because I don't know if all of you installed the Minecraft font, but it is in the files. Is everyone good? Okay, and then just giving you guys time to reopen the project. Everyone's good? Okay. Okay. Are we on time? 24. But does everyone understand how keyframes work? It's pretty simple. You would just be changing the values at a certain point in the timeline, and then it's going to adjust to that, to match that value as the key keeps playing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and change the font to a Minecraft font. So I'm gonna go to fonts, and then I'm gonna press M, and then it will automatically go to all the M letters, and we have Minecraft right here. Is everyone at this point? Is everyone able to change it to Minecraft? Oh, bro, are you good? Are you still facing difficulty? Kinda? Okay, I'm gonna assume everyone's good right now. So in order to make it more like, the Minecraft font, we're gonna go into settings, or we're gonna go into shading, sorry. We're gonna go into shading. We're gonna change this color to white. So this is just changing the base color. And then we're gonna go ahead and press 2. So these elements are what adds like more effects to the text itself. So if I enable this, it's gonna give us a red outline, right? Now we don't want red because Minecraft has a black outline around it. So we're gonna increase the thickness to like, let's say around here. And then we're gonna change the color to black. I'm gonna increase the thickness a little more. Maybe not that much. Okay, is everyone at this point? Everyone good? Does anyone need me to go back a couple steps? Okay. So yeah, so this is what helps you edit the text itself. We also have like 3, so it says select element 3 is going to be black shadow, so we can add shadowing to it. It's a little hard to see, but you can increase the softness and you can increase like the blend to show a little more. But this is like all stuff that you can experiment with and just like look through. Like there's a blue border that you can enable and change the color of. DaVinci gives you like a lot of freedom with these text elements. The hello kind of looks ugly, so I'm going to change it to like Minecraft. So I'm going to decrease the size. Okay. All right, so now we have Minecraft. Is everyone good? This is just showing you the basics of text effects. And then if you want to keyframe it so that it disappears, we can just select this. And then we can go like a couple frames and then make it disappear. The reason why that I set another keyframe right before it disappears is because we don't want it to start gradually growing smaller, right? Like if I remove this, then it's going to be gradually getting smaller right when it appears. But we want it to like, we want it to like be there for just like a couple more seconds with no like size change. Does that make sense? Is everyone understanding? Are you good? Are you guys good? Okay. I did put a keyframe there. So the keyframes, how they work is like if I set a keyframe at 0 frames to be like size 10, and then I set another keyframe at like maybe frame 5 to be size 0, then it's going to keep gradually getting smaller, right? It's going to try to match that value at that keyframe. But if I set like a keyframe right before that happens to be size 10, then from like frame 0 to like frame 4, it's not going to change, right? We don't want the size to be changing. Well, every scenario is different, but in this case, we don't want the size to change. We want it to be consistent, and then we want it to gradually go away. Yes? Yes, but not how we're doing it. So I'll be showing that later in the Fusion page. The Fusion page, like I said earlier, is the strongest tab, but just for the basics, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Okay. All right, assuming everyone's good, we are gonna go ahead and add, I guess, the teleport effect. So in the video, I made the screen like flash purple to represent that it was like an Enderman, like Ender Pearl teleport effect. Really simple way to do this through the editing tab here. We can just set, we can find, let me find it. We can find the solid color. So under the effects page, you're gonna go to generators and then you're gonna find solid color. And then we are gonna drag that on the timeline. For purposes, I'm gonna just go ahead and make this smaller. my Mac? Oh, my Mac is on. Okay, now you should have like something like this. Small little purple thing. So when it gets to this like block, the screen is gonna go black. Everyone good? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this color to, I want it to be like a purple. So change it to like a, yeah, that's good. Okay. Is everyone good so far? So right now the color is changing, you know, straight to a solid color of purple. We don't really want this. We want it to be like sort of like a fade-in effect. I'm actually gonna edit this a little. I'm gonna make it come to here. Okay, so we have this right now. I zoomed in so that it's a little easier to see what's going on. I have the solid color selected, and I'm looking in the inspector tab. And I'm gonna go to, where is it? I'm gonna go to opacity. So I'm gonna set a keyframe of like, of 100% or 100. And I'm gonna go a few frames forward. I'm gonna go maybe like 20 frames. So 13. And then I'm gonna set opacity to 0. So what that does is now it's gonna mimic a teleport effect. Right when the scene changes, it's fading purple. Is everyone good? So like we're doing right here, we are using keyframes again. Keyframes is very common in video editing. It is a very good way to make these cool effects, like this teleport effect. Okay, next we want to add sound effects to when like the scene changes or when text pops up, right? We don't want it to be like just like a silent like video. So we have this pop. I'm gonna first do the teleport SFX right here. Oh, you can hear it, it's just rarely low. Okay, I'm gonna increase this. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go here. I wonder why there's an XP sound. Okay, that's good. Okay, so like you're gonna want to like increase the volume through the inspector tab so that you can see like the audio waves. And right when there's like a jump in that sound, you see how it like gets bigger at a certain point, then you're gonna want to cut it so that you don't have that XP sound effect. I don't know why that's there, but this is the Enderman teleport sound effect, and we're just gonna place it right here. And then we are gonna cut the audio file and then delete it. Oh yeah, make sure when you're deleting stuff, make sure to do like Control X or Command X, or else it'll just do a ripple delete, which will mess up your timeline. Yeah. Yeah, I should have said that earlier. Do not, yeah, just do the commands that I'm doing to delete these like clips. Control X or Command X. But now we have like this simple like teleport effect. And you can already see like with the Enderman teleport sound effect, it's already like enhancing the video to make it more like quote unquote realistic, but it just adds more to the effect. Okay, nice. Okay. And then we can add something for the Minecraft text pop-up. We can use like this pop sound. Yeah, I mean, pretty simple. Does anyone have like any questions so far? This is kind of like all the basics I wanted to cover before I dived into like more of the advanced topics. Is everyone good so far? Yeah, yeah, okay, nice. So, what's up? Oh, to return to the start of the timeline, you can use the upper arrow key. So what the upper arrow key does, it goes to like each block, like as you can see here. I'm just using the arrow keys. Does that work for you? Yeah, that's one way to do it. I mean, I typically don't need to that much, but this helps like go to those magnet points, the ends. Any other questions? Okay. What's it? Play what? Yeah, of course. Now, when you're like actually editing like a video and you want to do subtitles, you need to obviously keyframe when like they start talking. So like if I said like, I just need increased audio because it's really hard to.
3, 2, 1. We're waiting for.
Okay, so this should be.
We're waiting for that football.
Oh yeah, I wanted to cover this. Yeah. Okay, so we can use a sound effect to like sort of block the background sound, right? There's a lot of wind.
That football to hit me. I'm waiting for you to pull up.
So a simple way to do it is we can go to the effects tab again, and we're gonna go to the Fairlight FX, and we're gonna scroll down to see noise reduction. Does everyone see that? Everyone good? Everyone good? Okay. We're gonna drag noise reduction into this audio file. And then it's gonna pop up with this. And I'm gonna select dehiss. I'm just gonna see what it sounds like.
We're waiting for that football to hit me.
Dehiss is not it.
Waiting for that football to hit me. I'm waiting for you to.
So it already does like a really nice job at covering the wind effect, the wind sound. You can still hear it a little.
I'm waiting for you to pull up to our Rex Social.
But you can see it's significantly better. Like if I unselect this
For that football to hit me.
And then reselect it or
I'm waiting for
return
that
it
football to hit me. I'm waiting for you to pull up to our Rex.
It's significantly better. And you can tweak it a little more so that it can like cover up most of the wind sound, but I'm pretty happy with that. If you guys want to like experiment more with the noise reduction, then by all means. You can go into the inspector tab and then you can go here to re-pull up the audio settings, and then you can play around with these. But my like expertise is not really in the audio effects or the audio controls.
We're waiting for that football to hit me. We're waiting for that football to.
Okay, is everyone good so far? Does anyone have any questions? Yeah. Yeah. So to reset, like I can go to here, the text, and then if I can find where I changed my size. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna so there's a couple ways. I can right click the size and I can say remove template size. And then all the keyframes are gone. Another way is you can just double click and then it will return back to its original like default settings. But yeah, good question. A lot of the things like you can just right click and you can see all these different options. And then reset to default is also there. Any other questions?
We're waiting for that football.
Does anyone need to like re-see something or like they couldn't mimic it correctly? Okay, awesome. So with these with the effects I've already taught you and how to cut and etc., you could already technically recreate this video. But there's some missing things. For example, if you notice, Alex's tag is actually following his head, like in Minecraft. And then the teleport also zooms in and comes out, and it also has particles.
Waiting for that football to hit me. I'm waiting for you to pull up to our Rex Social on Wednesday at 6 p.m. at South.
So I'll be showing you how to do the teleport effect a little better. So you can see it zooms in. So one way to do that really easily in this page is we can go to the beginning of our clip, select our clip, the red highlighted thing, and then we can keyframe zoom. So I'm gonna like make it zoom in maybe like, ooh, let's say 1.5 might be good. Let me just see how that looks. Yeah. And then when the color is fully faded out, then we can reselect this timeline or this media clip, and then we can set the zoom back to 1. So now we're mimicking the teleport effect. Obviously, it's not that great. To make it a little better, we can make the zoom out originally. We can make it back to its original size a little sooner, like around here. Still not that great, but in a second, I'm gonna show you guys like a more of a. Oh yeah, what's up? Yes, there is a way. There is a way, and I'll be showing you right now. So, really quick, I'm gonna try to remove everything that I've done. Uh-oh, my laptop is lagging. Okay, I've removed everything. So one of the ways, so this is how I edit. I know not a lot of DaVinci users use the Fusion page that much, but the Fusion page, in my opinion, is how you get those strong like editing tools. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into the effects page. And at the top, you should see adjustment clip. Everyone see that? Okay, so we are gonna move into the adjustment clip. And then we can like cut it off, maybe like around here, and then Control X. And then we're gonna select the adjustment clip, and then we're gonna right click on it, and we're gonna click Open in Fusion page. Okay, going good. Okay, so this is the Fusion page. This is like where that steep learning curve kind of comes in, because at first it's going to look very complicated. Not as complicated as After Effects. Their interface is something else, but this is what we have so far. So up here is like our frames and how long our adjustment clip is. So it looks like it's around like 12 frames long. 12 frames long, you can see right here. And then here is our different tools. We have even more tools than this. This is what they just want to show you at the top of the toolbar. This is our media in. So our media in is connecting to our media out. Media out is what is outputted to the screen of the user. And then media in is our media file, is our media that's underneath the adjustment clip, if that makes sense. So the media in is basically the timeline that's underneath the adjustment clip, not just like this media file. If we had multiple media files and that were under the adjustment clip, then the media in is that timeline. Does that make sense to everyone? I know it's a little fast. It doesn't make sense? Okay, I can try to show an example. So this adjustment clip is affecting everything that's underneath it. So that means this media in is whatever is underneath the adjustment clip. So the timeline. What's up? No, media in, so the adjustment clip does not affect audio at all whatsoever. It only affects videos. So this, for example, and then if I like layered this above it, then that timeline that's underneath the adjustment clip is considered the media in. Yeah. Everything. Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the Fusion page again, and we can see this by if we disconnect this, there's nothing. So if we go back into here, there's no frame available because nothing is connected to the media out, so nothing can be outputted. Okay, but now we're back. Okay, I have one slide that can explain it just a little better. But basically, this is, so Fusion is just full of nodes, node trees, and merge is going to be your best friend. So I'll give you guys a second just to read, like background equals yellow arrow, foreground equals green, effect mask equals blue, connector means this gray box. Obviously this does not mean anything right now, but just to give you guys like just a little like insight. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hit Shift space. It's the same command for Mac or Windows, and I'm gonna search out merge. This should be the first thing that pops up that's auto-selected, and then you can press enter. Now we have this merge. Everyone should be able to see this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unselect this, and I'm gonna make the point select to the yellow pipeline. Okay, is everyone good? And then I'm gonna drag this gray point into the media out. Right now, nothing has changed. But in a second, you're gonna see we can add text now. So I'm gonna do shift space again. I'm gonna search up text. Okay, I don't know why it's selecting 3D text. Do not do 3D text, just do text plus, okay? And then we are gonna add. And now we have this text, right? I'm gonna type in this text Minecraft, for example, and you can see nothing is being shown in our media out, right? There's nothing, there's no text, there's nothing. But once we connect it to the green input of merge, it's gonna show. Is everyone following along so far? But if we put it into the blue arrow, nothing happens. So I'm gonna go back to this slide. So basically, the yellow arrow is like your main pipeline. So merge is what it says it does. It's merging your effects into the main timeline, right? If I just tried to put text in here, like this, nothing is gonna happen. Or no, it'll say Minecraft, but it's not gonna show the background of your video, right? If we go back to the edit page, it's just gonna say Minecraft. It's not gonna show us our scene, which is not good. So we're gonna put the merge back in. But to give you like a basic understanding and not get too technical, because it does get kind of complicated, you just simply need to know that merge is kind of like your connector to add effects to the main timeline. And if you just like drag the text to merge, it will automatically select the correct arrow that it should be pointing to, which is the foreground, right? So the yellow is the background. So since media in is connected to the yellow and then it's connected to the media out, then media in is the background, right? And then if we connect text to the green arrow, that's the foreground. So now it's going to be showing on top of the background. Make sense? Any questions? Blue arrow is the effect mask. So that has to do more with the masking side. So this is a mask. I'm going to explain this in a second. But if I connect it to the merge, now it's going to be showing only what the circle wants it to show. Another question. You can for certain nodes. There's a lot of nodes in here, but you can for some nodes. Any other questions? Okay, so now we're gonna do a keyframe like how we did earlier, right? It's the exact same process. We have the inspector here. I'm gonna set the size to 0 at frame 0, right? We're at frame 0. And then I'm gonna go maybe at frame 5. I'm gonna increase the size. And that's all I'm gonna do. Is everyone good? Okay. All right. So now answering your question in the back earlier about if you're able to see the keyframes, you can select up here a spline and keyframe graph. So this keyframe graph is going to be showing you your keyframes, right? It's going to be showing you that linear line. It's going to be at the top next to inspector keyframes. This is not too important. I only use this tab if I need to like rearrange some effects like timeline, like effects timing, so that I don't have to go into each individual keyframe and like move that keyframe. But you're going to be spending a lot of time in the spline tool. So if we check off text 1, is everyone good so far? Does everyone have the spline graph pulled up? It's going to be right next to keyframes. You can unselect keyframes. We don't need the keyframes tab. If you go to spline and you check off text 1 and you press this box right here, it's going to show you our spline graph for the text animation. Does everyone see that? Okay, so answering Jonathan's question earlier, or someone else's question on whether we can change the line to not just be a linear line, we can do Command A or Control A to select both points, and we're going to do Shift S. Okay, and now you can see it's curved, right? Shift S. So you're going to do Control or Command A to select both points, and then you're going to do Shift S. Is everyone good? Does everyone see this? Okay, so now you can adjust these points. So I'm going to select this bottom point, and then I'm going to increase it to be like this shape, this line shape. Is that good? Is everyone good? Okay, so what this does is now it's going to make Minecraft, the size increase faster. As you can see, it increases faster, but if I like, let's say like change this to be like lower, then it affects it because it's following the line's progression. Does that make sense? So like if I want like it to pop up really fast, then this shape suffices for that. Because it's a linear line, and then towards the end, it's just gonna like ease out. It's gonna just get bigger a little slower. And this is like a minimal change. Like it's not like day and night, but with other effects that you're gonna be doing, it is very important to edit your linear line to be a smooth curve or a ease in or ease out. There's many different shapes. The shapes that you'll most likely be doing is something like this, or you would get it down to here, and then you can edit this to be a shape like this. This is basically slowly increasing, and then it increases faster at the end. But yeah, any questions about this? The spline graph. And the spline graph you can do with any effect that has a keyframe. This is changeable for every keyframe, every effect that you keyframe. Okay. And I'm not gonna really show it, but like you can go ahead and like make this like the Minecraft font, whatever. Add like the outline right here. It's like the same process as earlier, but I'm not gonna go ahead and do it just because of time. But now we have this effect, the same effect that we had before, except we're able to edit the spline curve. And then you can increase the time of the adjustment clip so that it stays on the screen for longer. That's okay. Okay, next, I'm gonna try to show the teleport effect. Okay, so I dragged in my adjustment clip, right?
We're waiting for
the clip is the same.
We're waiting.
And I'm gonna go into the Fusion page. Okay, I'm in the Fusion page, and now we want to recreate the Enderman teleport effect, but instead in the Fusion page. So really easy, we're gonna do Shift Space again, while selecting, or no, you don't have to select Media in one, just Shift Space, and you're gonna search up background. Okay, is everyone good? And then we're gonna add background. So right now, nothing is happening on our media outs. And we can change background to, let's say, the purple color again. Now, I can't see the purple color, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press background, I'm gonna press 1 on my keyboard, and then it'll open up this view. Now I'm able to see the color. This is interchangeable. If I press 2 while selecting background, it's gonna show up on my main. But then to pull media out back, or to open up media out, I'm gonna select media out and press 2. This is how you like just interchange viewers so that you can have like one viewer to be like an effect that you're doing, and then the main one to be your output, right? Just wanted to clarify that because I remember when I was first starting out, I was like, why is this not working? And I just didn't have the media out like outputting correctly. But we have the background one, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the merge node again, like earlier. As you can see, the merge node is going to be used a lot to add these effects to the timeline. And you notice, if you notice, I didn't do Shift Space, I just dragged it from the toolbar. Merge. Okay. And then I'm going to do, and an easy way to drop merge nodes into like the timeline is you can hold it, and you can hold Shift while holding this, or dragging this, and you can just select it like this. And now it is in the timeline. Is everyone able to do that? You're just gonna, while you're dragging it, you're holding Shift, and then you're just dropping it into the timeline so that the nodes connect. Everyone good? Okay, and now, like we did earlier, we're just gonna drag this background into merge, and now it's purple. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to merge now, Because in background, I think there is a way to change, yeah, there is a way to change alpha, but it doesn't look that great. So we're gonna go into merge. We're gonna select the blend. Blend represents opacity. And then also feel free to like play around with these, like the size. You can change the size of like the background, and then you can change like the angle. There's like, it's endless, right? The options are endless for what you want to do, but for the purposes of this workshop, I'm going to be trying to show you like the most organized like effects that I can. So blend, we're going to set it to 1 at the beginning. Notice how I'm keyframing. And then let's say at like frame 10 is when I will press blend, and then I'm going to make it down to 0. I know we're about to run out of time, but I booked the room for a little longer, so if you have time, feel free to stay a little longer, but I totally understand if you need to go to class or something, if you have a class at this time. So right now, it's basically the same thing that I did earlier. It's literally the same thing. It's going to fade like this. But now, since we're able to keyframe, or now we're able to like affect the spline, we're going to open up spline tab, and then we're going to uncheck this, or check this off. Click the box to zoom in, and we're back to here. And then I'm going to do Command A or Control A, and I'm going to press S. You don't have to press Shift S, you can just press S. And then to make, for this effect, I think I'm going to go with this shape. So with this shape, it means it's going to like try to, like as quick as possible, it's going to try to fade out as fast as possible, but towards the end, it's going to like ease out.
We're waiting for
like this.
We're waiting.
And then like with the teleport effect.
We're waiting for.
Oh, I deleted it. Okay. Well, I deleted the teleport effect or the teleport sound effect, but it'll sound good with it. Any questions?
We're waiting.
I know I kind of went faster. Everyone good? Okay. And then what else we can do is we can add, okay, I was gonna say we can zoom in again, but if I was redoing this edit, I would actually add a dent node. So I'm gonna search up dent, and I'm gonna do the first one that pops up. Okay? Is everyone good? Okay, is this the right one? Okay. So now, so with certain effects, you don't have to use the merge node, because dent needs the background of your output. Does that make sense? So dent, what dent does, it's gonna like distort the image, okay? And in order to do that, you can't do it like how you traditionally would with a merge node. You would literally drag it straight into the timeline. So I do that, and you can see immediately it distorts the image, right? It does like a weird spiral thing. I can change the type, but first I'm going to increase the size of it. And then I'm going to change the type to, I need to see through these again. Maybe this one's good. Okay, so I'm going to increase the strength at the beginning. I'm going to keyframe the strength, and then I'm going to go to frame 10 when the color is gone, and I'm going to decrease the strength to 0. This should be good. Yeah. Okay. So now what happens is when we come in, it distorts. See that? Any questions with the dent node? Basically what it does is it just distorts the screen, and then you're able to change the strength so that it mimics like this teleport effect. And then obviously you can change the keyframe like how we did earlier. An easy way to select different nodes to change the spline is you're just going to drag the node into here. And now it just checks off the dent. And then I'm going to press the zoom in again. And then I'm going to do the exact same spline as the color so that it's kind of just like, I guess, matching. But now it kind of just looks like that.
We're waiting for that.
Looks a little better. If I had time, I would tweak it a little more, but you get the idea. You're able to do these like different effects. Any questions? Okay, while I still have y'all, this was kind of like all I wanted to really go over, but I can like go on forever with like the different nodes and effects. This is like very basic stuff when I'm showing you. I guess we can go back to here. Even though I didn't do it in the video, we can like add different effects to the text. So we can do shift space, we can do glow, search up glow, and then we can drag glow under here. And now Minecraft is glowing. And we can change the size, we can change the glow. I think this is pretty cool. It kind of shows you like how node trees work. Like if glow is underneath text, then glow is affecting like the text node. But if I like take glow out and I instead make glow be like, I drag glow into the text itself, nothing is going to change. Right? Because glow's background is using the text node. Right? Like I mentioned earlier, yellow arrow represents background. And glow needs to use text as its background in order for it to glow, right? If I drag glow straight into the timeline, now the entire image is going to glow, right? Does that make sense to everyone? Hopefully that's like a better like demonstration of like how background and how the foreground works, right? And then you can like do some more cool stuff like DaVinci, like you can do a lot in like scan lines. So this is going to like create this like TV effect with the text if I do it right. Why is it not working? Give me 1 second. I think it is working. Oh yeah, it's just hard to see because the color is white. I forgot. Yes, it is. That is true. Okay, there we go. And then you can see like this scan line effect, and you can like mess with this. But yeah, that's basically it. If anyone like had any questions based on like actual videos, so I don't usually edit on my MacBook. The only video project I have on here is this one. So if anyone actually wants to see like the behind the scenes of like what the node tree looks like for this project, I can pull it up right now. Is anyone interested? Okay, Johnson's interested. Okay. Oh, question. Hmm? That is one way to do it. You can do it like that. I would say that is probably the best approach. I know this glow has some like different settings that you can mess with, like merge under, for example, right? But I think I understand your question. You just want the text, yeah. Yeah, I would do it separately. I would personally do it separately, or what you can do is you can drag it in here. If it drags, you can drag it in here, and then you can make the apply mode merge under, and then it kind of is just glowing underneath the text. But the scan line's still... yeah, I would do it separately. I'd probably just do it separately. That's how I would do it. And then have the text be underneath it. Okay, does that answer your question? Okay, yes, here. Yeah, so you can just straight up search up like DaVinci's, like I'm pretty sure DaVinci provides a documentation. Also, YouTube is very helpful for learning everything. I've learned everything through YouTube and just like practice with like videos. And the fun thing is like every time you like finish a video, afterwards you always like see things that you could have improved on, right? It's never perfect. Oh yeah, and quickly, I forgot to talk about this quickly. To export the video, you can go to export. You can name it whatever, browse location. And then I like to change the format to like MP4. And then you can mess with this other stuff, but I tend to just click MP4. And then in advanced settings, I would uncheck this. And then I would change the codec actually to... But yeah, that's also pretty simple. And then when you are like messing with like strong effects and your software starts to like sort of lag, I'd go to playback. And then if I mess with resolution and make it quarter, it's gonna affect like the quality of the video itself. But when you export it, it will be 1080p. But this helps a lot with your software not lagging. But just for fun, I'm gonna pull up the other. So this is what Rowdy Hacks the motion graphic was. It's gonna be a little laggy. So like if we go into this one, which one should I go into? Yeah, if we go into this Fusion comp and we open it, and then we zoom out, this is kind of like how complex it can get with like the text, right? There's obviously a lot going on here. This is not very organized because, well, you're the editor, so you kind of know what's like going on. But if I were to, I would make it a little, but yeah. There's a lot going on here, right? I can like go into here, press 1, this is like the Rowdy-X, it's like in a 3D scene environment. But it's kind of like the behind the scenes of like what goes on in like editing motion graphics, right? No, it actually really is Blender. Yeah, technically it's like a 3D space Blender. You can make your own shapes. It's really cool. But yeah, obviously I don't have time to dive into all of this. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, this is just for like one segment of the video. So like if I go into this, it's gonna be like a whole different like node tree. So like here, for example, I have this opened up. Oh yeah, and these are like groups, so if I open these up, there's even more going on under the hood. But yeah, it's kind of like a spider web. But yeah, that's kind of like what goes on in the world. And then you can like go up here, and then like as I play, other things are gonna pop up, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in it. If I open up the spline graph, it's not even gonna look pretty. Like I can open up all these and there's like a lot going on, but realistically, just editing, a long time. Maybe like 12 plus hours, maybe even longer. There's a lot that goes into video editing, right? Like if I had this template, like if I knew what I was doing at the start, it's gonna take me a lot less time. But the whole point of video editing is that there's a lot of experimentation, right? You're gonna like, you might spend like 2 hours editing something and then just scrap it because you're like, oh, it doesn't go well, or it doesn't look that great. Like, oh, that wasn't my vision, right? There's like a lot that goes into it. Also like finding the sound effects matters a lot. Like all these different sound effects that happen throughout the video matters. There is like a lot that goes into it. Obviously, I don't have time. I wish like, yeah, I wish I could teach more about it, but hopefully I gave you guys the basics so that you guys can start learning on your own. There's a lot of resources on YouTube. YouTube will be your best friend for learning DaVinci. There is documentation, but I haven't even looked at the documentation. I just rely on tutorials to learn more about what I'm using. I'm just not like a documentation guy, so maybe you'll like, oh, okay. But yeah, I would recommend watching videos. Like something like this, plan out. So a huge thing is like getting inspo, right? So I wouldn't say there's like not a lot of planning that goes on. I know other video editors do it differently than I do. Like I know some people, they jot down, right? Like, oh, scene 1 is going to be this, and then scene 2 is going to be this. I wouldn't say I do that necessarily. I just like kind of like go with the flow. Like I generate some sort of like idea in my head, and then I try to match it as much as possible. And then if I run into a roadblock, then I have to spend like an hour or two like rethinking the entire thing. What's up? No. No, I do not. I would say I start from the very beginning and then go to, yeah, the end. Any other questions? I can like kind of explain like how like certain like Jonathan, I think you had a question on like how I had like the line emerge. This effect is pretty simple to get the line working. Open in Fusion page. Miguel, do you have to go? Okay. Okay. So there's something called the polygon node. And this is like basically like this huge like mask of a line. And I'm just increasing the border width. And I have a glow on it, yeah. But to just get it to start like writing like this, you can just keyframe the length. So you can see the keyframe of the length. Like as I go, it's gonna like increase. Obviously, it looks very laggy right now, but it's really simple. It is just within the polygon, and you just. But the main thing is knowing how to, I guess, mess with the background to increase the size. You can go in here and uncheck auto resolution, and you can like change the heights, pixels, and all that. That's also another thing you have to keep in mind about like how big some of these assets are, or else like it will lag the video a lot. And as well as like if the pixels are too small, then the quality looks terrible, right? That's the whole thing about like 1080 or 4K, right? Like if I decrease like this height and width down to like 100 pixels, it's not gonna look good. But yeah. And like another thing to keep in mind, like you have to give it space so that the glow is able to like show. So like if I like increase glow size and then increase glow, then like, okay, wait, that's not a very good example. Like you kind of see how I need to go back and you see how like the glow like kind of cuts off. You can see how it cuts off like abruptly. It's kind of hard to see it, but you see this. And then like, but if I decrease this, then like it goes away, right? Because I give it space in here. That's kind of like the explanation. You also have to keep like in mind these things. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I can answer any other questions people have. But I would say take your time. Just go on YouTube, start small, and eventually you can get up to your. I mean, I haven't even consistently been. I've been editing for like 4 years, but has not been consistent whatsoever. Like I said earlier, I take like month breaks, but every time I come back, I'm able to like pick it up pretty fast. Yeah. I hope this was worthy of y'all's time. If you have any questions, you can message me later on and I can like answer anything. Yeah, what's up? So I created most of these assets. Well, this is obviously like Apple emojis, but I would say, yeah, I created most of the assets and then, but here I pulled them from like the website. So that is from the website. Like these things are from the website to mimic the website. But here, like the stars are like, the particles are made in DaVinci. You can do like a particle effect. We can talk about that maybe another time, but there's like endless like things you can do in DaVinci. Like I even make like flyers on here. Another fun project I did recently at Hack Texas was I made like this logo animation. If I can get it pulled up. Timeline. Yeah. So like, is it in timeline too? Yeah, so I made this like logo animation. It's gonna be a little laggy, but it's kind of like this shooting star sort of thing. I thought that was cool. Yeah, but there's a lot you can do, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Any other questions? Okay, nice. I hope you guys like continue video editing. It's like just a fun hobby for me. I really love doing it. I'm glad like I'm able to like make videos for ACM, even though I'm not like the media officer, but it's like really fun to do. I would say it's a very rewarding experience at the end. Okay, thank you guys for coming for my workshop. Have a nice day.